Okay, well, good morning. Today we are doing lesson 5-5. Okay, which is using partial quotients to divide. Using partial quotients to divide. Okay, so if you remember when we did multiplication, we used partial products to multiply. So that means that we got, part of the answer and then added it up. So when you did the boxes with multiplication and you got numbers in each box, those were all partial products. Partial means part of. So those are part of the answer, and to get the whole answer, you added up the 4 boxes. So we're not going to use the boxes for dividing, but we are using the idea of getting part of the answer, like several parts, and then adding them up. Okay, so let me show you one way to do that. Okay, so if I'm on page 186 in your math book, and I'm looking at this first example where it says 63 divided by 3. So, 63 divided by 3. Okay, so now when we divide, okay, starting now, all right, we're going to write the problem vertically. We're going to write it vertically. Sorry, I'm horrible with my lesson, right? And horizontal and vertical. So vertical, up and down. So we're going to write 63 inside of the box divided by 3. Okay? And then we're going to estimate how many times we think 3 would go into 63. And just use easy numbers. So I could say, well, I know that 3 times 10 is 30. So I can do that, okay? So I know it goes in at least 10 times, and then I'll subtract 30 from 63 to see what I still have left to see how many more times 3 can go in, okay? So that would be 3 and 3, so 33. Okay, well, there's another 30 there and a 3. So I know that 3 can go in 10 more times. So I'll just put that on top here. Okay, this is where I'm keeping track of my partial products up on the top. And so it goes in another 10 times. That's 30. So then I'll take that 30 away from the 33. All right, and I have 3 left. And then I say, oh, look, 3 goes into 3 one more time. So I'm going to put a 1 up here, minus 3, I get a 0. Now I have nothing left, so I have divided 3 into 63 completely, all right? And first I did 10 times, then I did another 10 times, and then a 1. So then I'm going to add these up, and I get 21. Okay, so 63 divided by 3 is 21. All right, so that's one way to do it, okay? And these are partial quotients. Those are 10 is part of the answer, another 10 is part of the answer, 1 is part of the answer, okay? You add up all the parts and you get the whole answer. So let's try another way. Okay, you guys can write this down in your notes. You can pause the video, write it down so you have an example. I'm going to erase it and try another way. Okay, I'm going to use the same problem. I'm going to write it vertically. So 63 divided by 3. Okay, and let's say I know that I can do in my head 3 times 10 is 30. Okay, so I know it goes in 10 times. And 30 and 30 is 60. All right, so I know it can go in 20 times. So maybe I write 20 up here the first time instead of 10 and then 10. So if I know that 3 times 20 is 60, then I would just have to take 60 away from 63 to see what I have left, which is a 3, and 3 goes in a 3 once. Okay, so then I have divided everything, and I'm still gonna, whoops, sorry, that looks messy. I'm still gonna add these numbers and get 21. So I still get the same answer, 21. Okay, so that was a little bit quicker because I was able to divide more in one chunk. Okay, all right, so I'm going to erase this. You can write it down for an example. And we'll try another way. We're going to draw a picture. All right, so I'm going to use the same, well, no, we'll do this example here. I'll explain this to you. Page 187, where they're drawing a picture out. Okay. So that problem is 69 divided by 3. And they draw it all out. Okay, so they draw, let's see, 20, 40, 60. So they draw out 3 times 2. Okay, sorry, thinking out loud. So they draw out, there's 20, 20, and 20. Okay, so that's the 60. 60 plus 9. Okay, that's the 60. And then 3, 3, 3. Okay, and then that's the 9. Okay, so then they take and they divide in 2 chunks. They're going to use the distributive property in the book. They're going to take 60 divided by 3 and 9 divided by 3. Okay, so they're breaking apart 69. So 60 plus 9. And they're going to divide each part by 3. Okay, so you wind up getting 60 divided by 3. So you wind up getting 60 divided by 3, okay, and so I put a plus, 9 divided by 3, okay, so we'll get those are partial products, so we'll get this partial product, and then we'll add them together, okay, so I'm going to put plus down here, and this, and this. So it's this, 60 divided by 3. So how many times does 3 go into 60? Well, we can see it's 20, 40, 60. So 20 times. There's 3 20s. Okay, and how many times does 3 go into 9? There's 3 3s, so 3 times. So the answer then is, and we add the 2 partial products together, the answer is 23. Okay, so equals 23. So that is using the distributive property, where you had to break apart the 69 and distribute the 3 to the 60 and to the 9 and divide each part separately. You get your 2 partial products and you add them together. So that is another way to do it. Okay, here's the picture for it. This is the math part. Okay, so I'll give you a minute to copy that down so you have an example for your problems. You can pause it. I'm going to erase it. Okay, so those are the 3 different ways. I'm going to do them all one more time so that you can listen and see it again, and then I'll send you off to do your problems. Okay, so let's choose, let me think. Let's do let's do 84 divided by 4. Okay, so I'm going to write it vertically, 84 divided by 4. I'm going to take this away so I have room. Okay, so 84 divided by 4. So the first way was maybe in chunks of 10. Okay, so 4 times 10 is 40. So I'm going to take that 40 away from 84 and see what I have left I still need to divide. So that's 44. Now 4 goes into 44 another 10 times. So that's minus 40 again. And then I subtract and I get a 4. And then 4 goes into 4 once. So this, I didn't do that on purpose, but it's the same answer as the last problem. I'm going to add these up. And I get 21. Okay, 10, 10, and 1. Okay, so that's one way. Now, like on the other problem, I can leave this here because I have some space. If I have 84 divided by 4, and I know that 4 times 2 is 8, so if I just write 20, then I know 4 times 20, 20, 40, 60, 80 is 80, so subtract 80, and I have 4 left, and 4 goes into 4 once, add these, and I also get 21, okay, and I divided everything, so 21. So you could do either one of those ways. So I'll erase this. Okay, or I can do the distributive property, and I'll do it without a picture, and then I'll add the picture in so you can see. So it was 84 divided by 4. Now for the distributive property, I don't have to write it vertically. I just have to break apart 84 into 80 plus 4. So that's 80 plus 4 divided by 4. Okay, and then I'm going to come up with 2 division problems for 2 partial products that I would add together later, which is going to be 80 divided by 4 and, so that's a plus, 4 divided by 4. Okay, so now I have 2 division problems that are easy to do in my head, okay? And that is 80 divided by 4. 4 goes into 8 twice, so that's 20 because of the 0 there. Plus 4 divided by 4 is 1, so 21. Okay, so that's the distributive property now. If I want to do a picture with it, it is, let's see, 80 divided by 84 divided by 4. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80. So these are all 20s. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80. And then I have, and then I have 4. So 21, 22, 21, 40, 20, 40, 60, 80, 80. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I do that right? Yeah, I did that right. Okay, so, all right. So this, I'll do it in chunks. This part here is 80 divided by 4. Okay, so that equals 20 because there's 4 20s. That equals 20. Okay, these are all ones. This part here is 4 divided by 4. Okay, so there's 4 total divided by 4, so there's 1 in each. Okay, and then I add up my 2 partial products and I get 21. Okay, so that is the distributive property where it's broken apart, okay, in a picture. All right, this can get a little confusing, so I kind of like just using the math. I'm going to erase this. I'm going to try another, well, I don't know. The video is probably getting long enough. I don't want it to be too long. You guys get bored. Let's see. Let me look at the problems. Let's do, I'm going to assign your problems, but I'll do a couple of them with you, okay? So, you guys are going to do pages 187 and 188. You're going to do numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's ugly. 10 and 11 are on the next page. Let me start you off with number 2. Okay, so you can have it in your book. Yeah, you're probably actually going to want to do it on a separate piece of paper or on some binder paper, because now the problems start to get bigger, like they just take up more space, so you don't want it all squished in your book. So use binder paper, and then you're going to take, you'll take a picture of the work on binder paper and turn that in. So let's look at number 2, let's read it. It says, how many groups of 4 are in 48? So that is 48 divided by 4. So how many 4s are in 48? So that's a division problem. So I know that 4 times 10 is 40. So I know it goes in at least 10 times. So I'm going to just start with that. I'm going to use my partial products. I'm going to start with that. So 4 goes into 48 at least 10 times. That's 40. So subtract. Then I get 8. Okay? Now if I count by 4, 4, 8, that means 4 goes in 8 twice. So here's my 2. Okay? That's minus 8, and I get a 0. Okay? Because 4 times 2 is 8. So I take away 8. I don't have anything left, so I'm done dividing. So these, I add these, and the answer is 12. Okay? So that's number 2. Number 3 is the same kind of question. So you could do number 3. Let's look at, let's look at number 4. Okay, I'm going to erase that. So that was number 2. You guys write that down because that's one of the problems you need to do. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to do number 4. So you guys will do number 3. Number 4, it says how many groups of 6 are in 90? So 90 divided by 6. Okay? So, well, again, I know that 6 times 10 is 60. So I'll just start with 10. So that's minus 60. Then I get 30 when I subtract. I have 30 left. And then I know my multiplication fact, 6 times 5 is 30. So that'd be 5 minus 30, then that's 0. Okay, so 10 plus 5 is 15. All right, so 90 divided by 6 is 15. And these are my partial products. Okay, I'm going to erase this. That was number 4. I want to do one with you where we can use the distributive property. So let me see. Okay, let's do number 8. Okay, so I'm going to do number 8. And you guys are writing 2, 4, 8 down on your binder paper, and then you can go back and do the other ones I didn't do. Okay, so number 8 is 2 goes into 84. Okay, or 84 divided by 2. Okay, I want to use the distributive property, so I'm going to write it like this. 84 divided by 2. Okay, then I break apart 84 into 80 plus 4. Okay, so when I rewrite the problem, when 84 is broken apart, it's going to be 80 plus 4 divided by 2. Okay, it's still 84, I just broke it apart. Now the 2 gets distributed to the 8 and the 4. Okay, so it'll be 80 divided by 2. Oops, that's 8. 80 divided by 2 plus 4 divided by 2. Okay, so this I can just use my regular division with the 0 at the end shortcut. So 8 divided by 2 is 4 and a 0 because of that 0 there. Okay, and then 4 divided by 2, so plus, here's the plus. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so the total answer is 42. Okay, so that's using the distributive property. Let's see. I'm gonna, you guys can write that down. You can pause it, write it down. I'm gonna erase it, and I'm gonna do this problem using the partial products, partial quotients. I hope I haven't been saying partial products. It's partial quotients, okay, because we're doing division. Let me erase this. Okay, now, again, look at this and I say, okay, I know that 2 times 10 is 20, right? So I know 20 goes into 84. And if I have 2 10s, that's 20. That would be 2 times 20 is 40. So maybe I'll try that. So 20, all right, 2 20s is 40. That's 44 that I have left. I can do 20 again because that's another 40. So 20, so minus 40, I get 4. And 2 goes into 4 twice. Okay, that's minus 4 again. Then I don't have anything left, so I'm done. So 20 plus 20 plus 2, so add, that's 42. Okay, so you'll get the same answer either way, distributive property or partial quotients. Okay, so I think I have gone on long enough. You guys are probably tired of listening to me, so I'm going to erase this. You guys finish up your problems and then take a picture, turn it into Google Classroom, okay? And I will see you next time for 5-6.